From the heart of the Earth emerged 20 stones that have witnessed eras, volcanoes, oceans, and tectonic collisions. Each one holds impossible colors, hypnotic patterns, and geological stories written over millions of years. From the cosmic glow of Moldavite to the inner rainbow of opal, these rocks are not just minerals, they are crystallized memories of the planet, fragments of time, beauty, and mystery created by nature without intention and with perfection. But before we begin, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 20. Payite. Payite is one of the most fascinating and rare gemstones ever discovered. For a long time, it appeared in the Guinness World Records as the rarest gemstone on the planet, and for decades there were only 3 known specimens in the entire world. It was discovered in 1951 by Arthur Charles Davy Payne, a British mineralogist and collector in the Mogok region of Myanmar, famous for its rubies and sapphires. At first, it was believed to be just a variation of spinel or tourmaline, until later, analyses revealed a unique mineral composition containing zirconium, calcium, boron, and rare elements such as vanadium. Its color varies between orange-red, dark red, and reddish-brown tones, often with a nearly hypnotic internal vitreous glow. Payite's hardness on the Mohs scale is about 8, placing it close to sapphire in durability. This makes it not only a scientific rarity, but also a gemstone that, although rarely, then can be cut for high-end jewelry. Throughout the second half of the 20th century, the number of known specimens was so small that there was not even a way to establish a real market price. It was literally an invaluable stone. Only in the 2000s were new discoveries made in Burma, revealing additional samples and allowing further mineralogical study. Still, the total amount of this stone in the world remains tiny, and the few faceted specimens can exceed hundreds of thousands of dollars per carat, depending on purity and coloration. Today, Payite holds a symbolic role within geology. It represents how much the Earth still hides in mineral mysteries, extremely rare formations, and nearly impossible chemical combinations that can't easily be replicated artificially. Many rare gemstones have been compared to it, but few reach the same level of historical exclusivity. Its value is not just in price, but in scientific narrative. For decades, the greatest museums and gem collectors knew they simply could not possess it because it did not exist on the market. The discovery of Payite also reveals something fascinating about Mogok's geology. This region of Myanmar is a true crucible of extreme geological conditions responsible for the creation of crystals that appear nowhere else on the planet. Pressure, underground temperatures, mineral fluids, everything there seems to operate on an unusual chemical level that makes the Earth's crust experiment with new structural combinations. Even with the new discoveries, Payite remains so rare that very few people on Earth have ever seen a specimen in person. Many existing samples are held in mineral institutions and scientific collections. When cut, they reveal internal transparency with intense red saturation, sometimes with amber reflections. Unlike rubies, which have very vivid tones, Payite carries a deeper and more subtle coloration, like ancient embers within crystal. From a scientific standpoint, it is fascinating because it contains elements that do not typically occur together in the same crystal structure. From a cultural standpoint, it is an object of reverence and desire. And from a historical standpoint, it is a reminder that Earth still guards treasures, and that some rocks, like natural works of art, exist only in limited numbers, as if signed by nature itself. Number 19. Musgravite. Musgravite is one of the rarest stones on the planet, discovered in 1967 in the Musgrave region of Australia. It belongs to the same mineral family as Taaffeite and exhibits colors ranging from grayish green to deep violet. For decades, there were only 8 recognized specimens in the world, making it virtually unobtainable. Musgravite is composed of beryllium, magnesium, and aluminum, with traces of zinc and iron. Its hardness on the Mohs scale is 8 to 8.5, rivaling sapphire. Its rarity is so extreme that a single faceted carat can reach values above $200,000, and only a few people have ever seen an authentic sample in person. Number 18. Jeremejevite. Jeremejevite was initially identified in Siberia, but the finest crystals were found in Namibia. It is a transparent to pale blue mineral, appearing almost like frozen water in crystal form. Its chemical structure consists of aluminum, boron, and fluorine. Its impeccable clarity and optical purity make it one of the most prized gemstones of the 21st century. At first glance, Jeremejevite may seem simple, like a clear crystal, but under polarized light, it reveals subtle internal bluish tones that impress experts. Even Even today, the global availability is minimal, and faceted gems above half a carat are extraordinarily rare. Number 17. Grandidierite. Grandidierite is one of the most visually beautiful gemstones, with blue-green colors reminiscent of crystal-clear tropical waters. It was discovered in Madagascar and named in honor of French explorer Alfred Grandidier. The mineral is highly pleochroic. Observers see different colors depending on the angle of light, ranging from blue to emerald green and even yellow. Due to the extremely specific geological conditions necessary for its formation, transparent crystals of this mineral are nearly impossible to find. For this reason, even small faceted crystals reach extremely high values on the market and remain objects of study and fascination among gemologists. Number 16. Serendibite. Serendibite is one of the most obscure and mysterious gems on Earth, originally found in Sri Lanka and later in Myanmar. Its name derives from Serendib, the old Arabic name for Sri Lanka, and is connected to the word serendipity, meaning the unexpected discovery of something valuable. Serendibite can be translucent blue-green or opaque black, depending on variation. When transparent, it is among the most valuable gemstones in the world. Some specimens have compositions rich in calcium, magnesium, aluminum, and silicon, forming an almost flawless crystal matrix, something that occurs only under extremely rare geological conditions. Number 15. Alexandrite. Alexandrite is one of the most extraordinary gemstones ever discovered, not only because of its beauty, but mainly because of its natural color-changing phenomenon, something so striking that it made it one of the most legendary and valued gems in history. It was first found in Russia, in the Ural Mountains, in 1830, and since then it has earned a special status among collectors, gemologists, and aristocratic jewelry houses. This stone is famous for its rare optical effect known as metamerism or pleochroism. Depending on the lighting, Alexandrite can display drastically different colors. Under natural or fluorescent light, it tends to show vivid green colors, while under incandescent light, it displays red, wine, or deep purple hues. This chromatic transformation is so striking that it gave rise to the phrase, green by day, red by night. This phenomenon occurs due to the presence of chromium within its crystal matrix, which interacts with different light spectra. More than a beautiful mineral, Alexandrite carries a powerful symbolic weight. In Imperial Russia, it came to represent duality, balance, and metamorphosis. It was associated with the transition between opposites, reason and emotion, logic and intuition, strength and delicacy. For this reason, it was adopted as the symbolic stone of the Russian aristocracy, especially the Imperial Guard linked to Tsar Alexander II, from whom it inherited its name. Alexandrite's rarity is another crucial point in its history. Large specimens with pure color and vivid chromatic shift are practically non-existent. Most Alexandrites found are small and show more subtle changes in color. Finding a stone with vibrant emerald green and intense ruby red under different lights is almost like finding a mineralogical miracle. The history of its extraction is also marked by mystery and loss. The original Russian deposits were heavily mined and are now nearly exhausted. The discovery of Alexandrites in other parts of the world, such as Sri Lanka, Tanzania, and Brazil, brought new sources, but in many cases samples from these countries exhibit less intense color changes or more muted tones. In Brazil, particularly in Minas Gerais, Alexandrites of high quality have been found, some rivaling the Russian gems. The country became one of the few places on Earth capable of producing exceptional specimens. Still, even here, the quantity is tiny. What reaches the international market is typically sold directly to important collectors, museums, or luxury jewelry houses. In the scientific context, Alexandrite challenges optical and mineralogical studies. Its crystal structure belongs to the chrysoberyl group, but it is the specific substitution of ions within the crystal that produces its visual magic. Its peculiar refractive index and birefringence make it one of the most complex minerals in terms of light behavior. Beyond economic and aesthetic value, Alexandrite also gained esoteric relevance. Many cultures view it as a stone of personal transformation and emotional illumination. It is associated with human adaptability, the ability to change perception and not remain fixed to a single point of view. Today, Alexandrite remains one of the most coveted and rare gemstones on the planet. In international auctions, specimens with perfect color change can reach million-dollar values. The fascination it inspires is multifaceted. It is a stone that unites science, history, royalty, and spirituality. Number 14. Benitoite. Benitoite is one of the most unique gemstones in the world, known for its deep blue color and intense brilliance that resembles starlight. Discovered in 1907 near the San Benito River in California, this stone eventually became a symbol of that US state. Upon examining it, specialists quickly understood that it was unlike anything known at the time. It was a new mineral species, unique, formed under extremely rare geological conditions. The most captivating trait of Benitoite is its fluorescent power. When exposed to ultraviolet light, it emits an almost supernatural electric blue glow, as if it contained an internal source of light. This phenomenon occurs due to the specific arrangement of titanium and barium ions in its crystal matrix, which interact with specific frequencies of the ultraviolet spectrum. Benitoite is found almost exclusively in a single place on Earth, an isolated mining area in San Benito County. This geographic exclusivity makes it even rarer and more coveted. Benitoite crystals often grow in association with natrolite and neptunite under very specific hydrothermal conditions. A fascinating curiosity is that originally Benitoite was mistaken for sapphire. Its blue color and intense brilliance fooled even experienced gemologists until detailed analyses confirmed that it was a completely distinct and unprecedented mineral. Benitoite ranks between 6 and 6.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, which does not place it among the hardest stones, but still durable enough for careful jewelry use. Large specimens are extremely rare. Most crystals are less than 2 centimeters long, and faceted gemstones above 1 carat are already considered exceptional. A pure Benitoite with saturated blue color and high transparency is treated as a nearly sacred collector's piece among specialists. The original mine that produced gemstone quality Benitoite has been commercially closed, and today its extraction is restricted and limited. This means that the circulating volume on the market is not only small, it is decreasing over time. This progressive scarcity contributes to its rising value and aura of exclusivity. From a scientific standpoint, Benitoite offers important insights into subduction zone geology, regions in which tectonic plates slide beneath one another. These regions generate specific pressures and temperatures that can produce extremely rare minerals like benitoite. Thus, studying it also deepens our understanding of the geological processes that have shaped the Earth's crust. Number 13. Taaffeite. Taaffeite has an absolutely unique discovery story. It was identified not in the field, but already cut and polished, by pure chance, by a gemologist. In 1945, Irishman Richard Taaffeite acquired a polished stone that he believed to be a common spinel. However, upon closer examination, he noticed that it exhibited optical properties different from expected. Using refraction and polarization instruments, he confirmed that it was a gemstone previously unknown to science. Thus, Taaffeite became the first mineral in history to be discovered after being faceted. This stone can display shades ranging from lavender and lilac to gray violet and very rarely greenish pink. Some samples show double refraction, which distinguishes them from spinels and places them closer to beryls and chrysoberyls. Taaffeite is extremely rare. For decades, only a few dozen specimens were identified. Today, although new sources have been found in Sri Lanka, Tanzania, and China, the quantity available remains minimal. It is so rare that many high-end jewelry houses have never even possessed one in their catalogs. Taaffeite's composition includes beryllium, magnesium, and aluminum, a combination rare in nature. It ranks between 8 and 8.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, meaning it is harder than topaz and almost as hard as sapphire, making it ideal for high-end jewelry. However, due to its extreme rarity, most specimens are preserved in private collections and mineralogical museums. This stone has become a symbol of unexpected discovery, the idea that something extraordinary can be hidden right before our eyes. Its story reminds us that there is still much on Earth that remains unknown, including in the realm of mineralogy. Number 12. Zultanite. Zultanite, also known by its correct mineralogical name, diaspore, is famous for its extraordinary color-changing phenomenon, rivaling Alexandrite. However, while Alexandrite is known for shifting between green and red, Zultanite displays an even wider range of shades. Light green, champagne, salmon pink, soft peach, and golden brown, depending on the lighting. Its most important deposit is located in Turkey, in the Anatolian Mountains. There, deep beneath metamorphic rock formations, diaspore crystals develop an extremely extremely low volumes. The extraction of Zultanite is delicate and environmentally controlled, with relatively sustainable mining methods, something rare in the world of gemstones. The crystal structure of Zultanite makes it pleochroic. It absorbs and reflects different wavelengths of light depending on the viewing angle. The crystal does not merely change color, it creates a dynamic, almost organic optical experience in which color seems to shift through the stone like a moving shadow. Zultanite ranks between 6.5 and 7 on the Mohs scale. It is not as hard as sapphire or diamond, but still suitable for jewelry, especially pendants and earrings where there is little friction. Cutting Zultanite requires extreme skill. The stone must be oriented precisely to maximize color effects. Zultanite's popularization began only recently in the 2000s when luxury jewelers began incorporating it into exclusive pieces. Yet even with this commercial emergence, the supply remains limited. Each truly pure specimen with strong color transition is a rarity. In the spiritual and symbolic realm, Zultanite is often seen as a stone reflecting the nuances of human personality, our emotional tones, inner subtleties, and multiple psychological dimensions. Number 11. Larimar. Larimar is one of the most beautiful and fascinating stones on the planet, known for its Caribbean blue color that seems to capture the very essence of the tropical sea. It is an extremely rare mineral, found practically only in one place in the world, the Dominican Republic. Its formation originates from pectolite, an already rare mineral, but the blue variety known as Larimar is even more unusual due to the substitution of calcium by copper under very specific hydrothermal conditions. The modern discovery of Larimar took place in 1974, when Miguel Mendez found small blue fragments on the beaches of Barajonas. Interestingly, according to historical accounts, Taino Indians had known this mineral for centuries and considered it a spiritual stone of the sea and sky. They believed it carried the energy of water and the protection of clouds. The name Larimar came from combining Larissa, Mendez's daughter, and Mar, referring to the sea. Today it is considered a true Dominican national stone, carrying cultural and geological identity. Larimar's blue varies depending on the copper concentration and crystal purity. Some variations display white veins reminiscent of sea foam. Others have a deep, almost turquoise blue associated with extremely rare specimens. The more intense and uniform the blue, the higher the value of Larimar. Its geological origin is linked to volcanic activity. It is believed that Larimar forms in deep basaltic cavities when silica-rich hydrothermal fluids infiltrate spaces formed by ancient solidified lava. These fluids react with minerals rich in calcium and copper, generating the blue pectolite we know. From a spiritual and cultural perspective, Larimar is considered a crystal of emotional harmony and tranquility. Many associate it with emotional healing and communication, believing it aids in resolving conflicts and easing thoughts. Its rarity becomes even more critical due to the fact that the Dominican deposit is finite. The Los Chupaderos mine is the only significant commercial source. Extracting Larimar is a difficult and dangerous process. Workers must descend narrow, humid shafts deep into the hillside. There are collapse risks and demanding working conditions. Thus, every piece of Larimar carries not only exceptional beauty, but also a human story of effort and respect for nature. Number 10. Imperial Persian turquoise. Turquoise is one of the oldest gemstones used by humanity, but the Imperial Persian variant is particularly revered as a standard of purity and beauty. The uniform sky blue color, free of dark veins, makes this variety instantly recognized as one of the noblest on Earth. Persian turquoise comes primarily from mines in Iran, especially from the Nishapur region. There, since ancient times, communities have extracted this stone in arid and isolated conditions. Records date its use to at least 6000 BC, found in historical artifacts, ancient jewelry, and royal symbols. This exceptional turquoise was worn by Persian kings, priests, and tribal leaders as a symbol of power and protection. It was believed that it would change color when its wearer was in danger, weakened, or poisoned, functioning as a kind of spiritual guide. Chemically, turquoise is a hydrated phosphate of copper and aluminum. The Persian variant presents an exceptional chemical balance that results in a luminous, solid blue color without the brown or black matrix typical of other sources. This makes it highly desired by jewelers and collectors. The Nishapur mines are ancient, operated by local communities using often traditional methods. The mining knowledge has been passed down through generations. The extraction is not done on a large industrial scale. This contributes to the rarity and mystique of the material. Today, natural Imperial Persian turquoise without stabilization, that is, untreated with resins, is extremely rare in the market. Pure, intense grains are sold directly to private networks and museums. When they appear in auctions, they reach extremely high values. Number 9. Lightning Ridge Black Opal. The black opal of Lightning Ridge, Australia, is considered by many the most spectacular stone in terms of play of color. While common opals may display gentle pastel tones, the black variant has a deep dark background that intensifies flashes of vibrant color. Blue, green, orange, magenta, gold, and even spectral iridescent fragments. Opal formation involves the deposition of silica gel microspheres in rock cavities over millions of years. In the case of black opal, the difference lies in the density and uniformity of the spheres. The near-perfect arrangement causes light diffraction to produce kaleidoscopic explosions. It is as if the stone contained liquid fire. Lightning Ridge is a remote settlement with a dry climate and rugged terrain. Extraction is carried out in narrow, deep tunnels, often by independent miners known as opal pickers, who invest their lives searching for a discovery that could change their financial destiny. Black opal is so valuable that tiny fragments of just a few grams can reach luxury jewelry prices. Extraordinary specimens, known as nobles or elite stones, display colors that appear to float like moving nebulae. They are sold directly to private collectors. As with other rare minerals, the value of black opal is not merely material. It carries with it the narrative of the Australian outback, the lives of solitary miners, luck, risk, hope, and persistence. Number 8. Imperial Jade from Myanmar. Jade has served as a sacred stone in various cultures, especially in China, where it symbolizes purity, morality, and eternal life. But the most valuable and revered variant is Imperial Jade, a translucent jadeite of intensely vivid, almost luminous green color, originating primarily from Myanmar. Jadeite is a sodium and aluminum-rich pyroxene, and its formation occurs under specific metamorphic conditions, usually associated with geological subduction zones. However, the production of Imperial Jade requires an extremely rare combination of pressure, temperature, and chemical elements aligning in exceptional balance. In Myanmar, in the Hpakant mines, jade is not simply extracted, it is excavated as though it were an ancestral treasure. Entire families dedicate their lives to mining this stone. For centuries, the jade trade has driven entire markets and connected Chinese emperors to the mountain peoples of Southeast Asia. Imperial jade is so valuable that it has become a symbol of wealth and power. Bracelets made from perfect imperial jade are extremely rare. The gem must be large and pure enough to allow a continuous circular cut. In modern China, high-quality pieces sell for millions of dollars. The green color of imperial jade is not opaque. It is vivid, luminous, translucent, as if lit from within. When held against the light, it reveals inner depth and an almost liquid texture. Culturally, imperial jade is associated with longevity, spiritual harmony, and ancestral prestige. It is not just a gemstone, it is a civilizational icon. Number 7. Rainbow Fluorite. Rainbow fluorite is one of the most fascinating stones on Earth, not only for its visual beauty, but for the way it combines geometric patterns in layered color bands, almost as if someone had arranged crystals of light within the mineral. Found in places such as China, Mexico, South Africa, and the United States, fluorite forms in mineral-rich hydrothermal deposits where underground fluids deposit calcium and fluorine in rock cavities over millions of years. As the deposit grows, it records distinct chemical conditions in its internal bands, variations of iron, rare earth elements, manganese, and traces of other metals, resulting in colors ranging from deep violet to mint green, ethereal blue to crystalline yellow. The visual effect that makes this rock so striking is the interplay between transparency and saturation, allowing light to pass through the structure and highlight its inner glow. Fluorite is also known for its optical properties. Some specimens exhibit fluorescence under ultraviolet light, literally glowing in bluish or greenish tones tones in the dark thanks to activator ions present in the crystal lattice. Historically, ancient civilizations recognized its uniqueness. Romans and Egyptians carved it into vessels and ornaments, while in ancient China, it was seen as a stone that trapped spirits of light. Today, beyond its ornamental and collectible value, fluorite has essential industrial applications. It is used in steel making, special glass production, and even as a source of the element fluorine in the chemical industry. Aesthetically, every rainbow fluorite is unique. Some display sharply defined layers, almost like slices of a crystallized alien landscape. Others show soft color transitions, like petrified watercolor. When held up to the light, the observer has the impression of seeing tiny microscopic auroras contained within the stone. They reveal how nature can combine crystalline mathematics and aesthetic intuition without conscious intention, simply obeying the laws of chemistry and geological time. Rainbow fluorite is, in essence, the physical manifestation of how mineralization and the passage of time can create something so beautiful it seems deliberately designed. Number 6. Malachite. Malachite is one of the most recognizable stones in the world, thanks to its swirling curves and layered patterns in deep green, light green, emerald, and sometimes nearly turquoise tones. It forms as a secondary copper mineral. When copper deposits undergo oxidation and interact with carbonates and infiltrating water inside the rock. Over geological eras, this process creates successive layers of malachite that accumulate in rhythmic cycles, as if they were mineral growth rings. Its most striking aspect is the concentric lines and sinuous bands that resemble topographic maps, cross-sections of tree trunks, wind currents seen from above, or even abstract expressionist paintings. This aesthetic already captivated the Egyptians. Malachite was used as pigment and cosmetic. Ground into powder, it became green eyeshadow. While in Tsarist Russia, it became a symbol of imperial wealth. The Winter Palace of St. Petersburg contains giant columns and monumental vases carved from polished malachite. Spiritually and symbolically, malachite has been associated with protection and transformation. Ancient peoples believed it absorbed negative energies and could even crack as a warning, a belief inspired by the fact that some crystals do fracture under internal stress. Scientifically, malachite is studied not only for its visual pattern, but also for its importance in understanding oxidation processes of copper in diverse geological environments. What makes malachite so special to the human eye is its organic feel. Unlike geometric crystals such as quartz and topaz, malachite appears alive, fluid, liquid, as if always in motion, even though it is solid and mineral. Observing its wavy lines gives the impression of witnessing a graphic record of the rock's own growth. Each band a memory, each curve a chemical chronicle. It is a work of art by the earth, created by the invisible forces of oxidation, water, and deep time. Number 5. Rainbow obsidian. Obsidian is formed when silica-rich lava cools so quickly that it does not have time to crystallize, resulting in a natural glass with a smooth surface and deep shine. Normally, obsidian is black, but under specific conditions it can display spectacular iridescence. The so-called rainbow obsidian, where internal reflections produce green, red, purple, and golden flashes when light hits at a certain angle. These reflections do not come from pigment, but from microscopic inclusions and micro layers within the obsidian. Tiny aligned bubbles, variations in structural density, and nano layers of sparse crystals. It is a phenomenon similar to the brilliance seen on certain insect wings, such as metallic beetles and butterflies. Rainbow obsidian, found mainly in Mexico, the United States, and Guatemala, carries deep cultural legacy. Mesoamerican peoples made blades and arrowheads from obsidian, sharpened to molecular precision. Even today, an obsidian blade can be sharper than surgical steel. When polished into a convex surface, rainbow obsidian becomes a dark mirror that reveals flashes of color as the viewer moves. It is like gazing at solidified night sky, where stars have turned into spectral flickers. This aesthetic led obsidian to be used as a mystical stone, associated with introspection, self-knowledge, and inner revelation. Although this belongs to symbolic interpretation, the scientific truth is that its beauty originates from extreme geological processes, intense heat, sudden eruption, and violent cooling. Thus, rainbow obsidian is the paradoxical fusion of chaos and order. Erupting lava transformed into optical perfection, a volcanic instant frozen forever. Number 4. Amethyst. Amethyst is a purple variety of quartz whose color comes primarily from the presence of iron in its crystal lattice and exposure to natural radiation over time. Its formation takes place inside geodes, hollow rock cavities, where mineral-rich vapors and solutions slowly deposit crystals on the inner walls. The amethyst geodes of Brazil and Uruguay are particularly famous. Some reach the size of entire rooms. Entering a deposit of giant amethyst geodes is like entering a mineral cathedral, a purple cavern made of sharp, glimmering crystals that resemble colored ice shards. The purple-violet hue of amethyst varies from delicate lilac to nearly black deep violet. This tonal spectrum is determined by small variations in iron concentration, temperature, and natural radioactivity during crystallization. In antiquity, amethyst was considered a stone of mental clarity and sobriety. It was even believed to prevent intoxication, hence its name derived from the Greek amethystos, meaning not drunk. But beyond historical symbolism, its modern fascination lies in the geological phenomenon it represents. Exuberant aesthetics born in the silent interior of rock. While the geode exterior may seem like a dull, irregular lump of stone, its interior hides a crystalline universe. Amethyst is therefore the perfect metaphor for Earth's duality: simplicity on the surface, splendor within. It proves that beauty often arises in hidden, patient places, beneath rock layers, where time works as an invisible sculptor. Number 3. Paraíba tourmaline. Paraíba tourmaline is one of the rarest and most desired stones on the planet due to its electric blue, almost luminous color caused by copper and manganese in its composition. Discovered in the 1980s in the interior of Paraíba, Brazil, this stone captured the world market instantly, causing even tiny gems to reach astonishing values. The color is so striking that many believe it glows from within, as if containing a built-in light source. This effect occurs because its crystal structure allows intense internal light refraction, making its facets appear illuminated. Paraíba tourmaline is geologically rare because it requires very specific chemical conditions: copper-rich hydrothermal fluids interacting with aluminosilicate rocks under high pressure. Today, original mines are nearly depleted, making the stone even more valuable and limited. No other gem possesses the same visual vibration, a blue that evokes tropical seas, liquid auroras, and electric flashes condensed into crystal. Number 2. Sugilite. Sugilite is a rare stone found in deposits in Japan, India, South Africa, and Canada, recognized for its deep purple tones ranging from lilac to nearly black violet, sometimes with cloudy patterns reminiscent of stellar nebulae. Its origin is related to hydrothermal metamorphism, when manganese and silica-rich fluids interact with deep rocks, forming complex opaque crystals. Discovered in 1944 and named after geologist Kenichi Sugi, this stone gained cult status among collectors and lapidaries due to its dramatic visual character. Sugilite is rarely translucent. It usually has a solid, almost creamy texture with internal streaks and patches that create an astral mosaic. Scientifically, its coloration comes from manganese in a specific valent state that selectively absorbs light. Visually, it resembles solidified cosmic matter, as if a fragment of deep space had been mineralized. It is a stone that merges science, aesthetics, and mystery. Number 1. Precious opal. Precious opal is perhaps the most poetic gemstone the earth has ever created. Its mesmerizing shimmer, known as play of color, results from an internal structure composed of microscopic spheres of silica arranged so precisely that they function as a natural diffraction grid. When light enters the opal, it breaks into pure colors, reflecting hypnotic patterns: blazing reds, electric blues, iridescent greens, violet glints, golden flashes. The world's primary source of precious opals is Australia, especially regions like Lightning Ridge and Coober Pedy, where Mesozoic geology produced ideal conditions for the formation of these hydrated silica structures. Unlike crystalline gemstones, opal has no regular crystal structure. It is amorphous, a mineral gel solidified over millions of years. Its water content can vary between 3% and 21%, influencing transparency and color intensity. Geologically, opal forms when silica-rich water infiltrates fractures and cavities in sedimentary rock. As the water slowly evaporates, separates, the silica spheres become densely packed in a uniform arrangement. The precise spacing between these spheres creates optical interference, the physical phenomenon responsible for the vibrant display of colors. The difference between common opal and precious opal is exactly this ordered particle arrangement. Opal is also deeply symbolic. It has been associated with vision, creativity, and dream. In the Roman Empire, it was believed to contain the beauty of all gemstones in one: the red of ruby, the green of emerald, the blue of sapphire. In modern times, it seems almost magical. No other mineral captures light in this way, and no two opals are alike. Each stone is a unique pattern of color, internal motion, and visual identity. Precious opal is, therefore, the pinnacle of the Earth's mineral aesthetic expression, a rock that condenses light, transforming microscopic structure into macroscopic spectacle. Literally petrified rainbow. It is the planet's masterpiece as artist. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Also, check out other interesting content that is appearing right now on your screen, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time.